So, for the conspiracy theorists, this is where the Nile officially starts. So that's the larger Lake Victoria. Pretty much, the guy has said where you see those boats, that's the official source of the Nile. That's where the Nile actually starts. It comes and it passes. You can see how fast the water is flowing. To Egypt. They say it takes 3 months for water. And the person who saw the source of the Nile first, John Speak, apparently if you see where that flag is, so apparently that's where he came and stood and discovered the source of the Nile for the rest of the world. But here it is, guys. I'll just read this quickly for you. You are now at the eastern bank of the Nile at a point where the river begins to flow from Lake Victoria, source of the Nile, to the Mediterranean Sea. It takes the water 3 months to complete this journey of 4,000 miles, 6,400 kilometers. The falls that John Huntington Speke saw in 1862, naming them Ripon Falls, after the president of the Royal Geographical Society in London, submerged in 1947 on the construction of the giant Owen Falls dams. The dam, completed in 1954, harnesses the headlong rush of water from the lake to produce hydroelectric power for Uganda. Omuga Kigira is the local name for River Nile. The bay behind this billboard, though, which the waters of Lake Victoria funnel in the Nile, is called Napoleon Gulf. Okay, I didn't know that. On the western bank of the river is an obelisk marking the spot where Speke stood for hours when he saw the source of the Nile, making it known to the outside world. So, something I want to point out, guys, is that I've been told, because again, apart from the conspiracy theorists who say that Lake River Nile doesn't start from Lake Victoria, apart from that, if you put that aside, there are those other conspiracy theorists who say that the source of the Nile is actually from underground. Like somehow the water comes from underground and the river from the lake only complements that flow. There are people who say that. But it's important to point out that before they built the Oil Falls dams, you could easily see the source of the Nile because it was a waterfall, the Ripon Falls. So literally, water was spilling from the lake into the river. And it was at this point. This is where the Ripon Falls are. But now they are submerged because of the Owen Falls Dam. But look at the flow here. Look at how that water is flowing. Gonna cross the current. Look at that. That's what Nina would call a scramble. Okay, people, this is where the Nile starts. All right, till next time, stay tuned, stay shady.